Hi, my name is Ken. My name is Ken Coleman, and welcome to the latest Daily Doodle. Tonight I'm going to do a quick study from a photo that I took with my point and shoot camera of the customs house, of the custom house in Boston. The three colors that I'm using are chambray, and that is hexacode 3C6495. That's the whole background. Sweet corn, F7E B83, and eggplant, 593C59. I regularly draw slash digital paint. I regularly draw slash digitally paint landscapes that I photographed. And this is a piece that I hope to explore further in the future. So tonight is time for a sketch. All right. So I'm going to start with side right here. The custom house is a historical landmark in Boston. And what really got me was that clock tower. When I'm looking at it from the harbor, you can see so many different lights in the clock face. It's just amazing. I am recording this on New Year's Day. I hope that you all have had a fun 2018 so far. Enjoying the holiday. Being in Boston, I was looking for a great time to shoot this reference photo, and I wanted to be in town when it was already getting dark, so the lights would be lit. But the trouble is being in town late enough for the lights to be on. Well, it isn't so late that, while it isn't so late in the year that it is freezing, it is a balance that you have to carefully find. So I'm going to be adding the trees here. It's going to be a lot of push and pull between these blues, the chambray, the eggplant. At least in the sketch, the eggplant is going to be the darkest color possible. And then the sweet corn, lightening everything. When I draw my landscapes, nothing is entirely that measured. Most of it is all estimated. Let's see. So my continued resolution for the beginning of the year and hoping to keep this going is to continue doing daily doodles and possibly some other videos for my channels. Excuse me while I gush my geekdom slash nerd culture video series and blog, my music blog, Frozen Faves, where I review ice cream. So many different things, and I've heard that being a regular vlogger, I think that daily doodles would count as daily blogging some part, although I'm not documenting my day-to-day life completely. I've heard that it can be difficult to try getting something exciting out every day. So it will be a test of endurance. And I'm hoping that I can carry on with this. I hope that I can look back on this is on December 31st, next December 31st, 2018, having just completed the latest Daily Doodle. Daily vlogging is a great way to record your goals, and you can look back at them. Let's see. So it's not coming out perfect right now, but it's coming out pretty good. Just getting the structure of the custom house in. This will be part of the tower with the clock. The clock itself doesn't have a name, not that I know of. And I'd like to think of this as Boston's Big Ben. If I'm traveling through the North End late at night and finding my way back to the State Street station, it's a subway stop, I often use the clock tower as a guiding light. There, there. This isn't going to be too exact. The final version might need it to be a little taller so I can get that part in. if I take that off, there. That should work at least for now. Just going to scale that a little bit. And that should work, at least for the night. No way I can do that and that. Tidy things up. Alright, so now that the form is given, start rendering a little bit. Mark, mark, mark. Boston is a very historic town. And I think that this building, a custom house, goes back to the 1840s. It's right by my church. It's a couple blocks away. Alright. And so now we add in the sweet corn. I think I'll do that with a slightly smaller pencil tip. .35. There we go. I would have included a more goldish color in my palette. I was trying to keep it a little bit restrained, encouraging my creativity to work its wonders. I can even get a little brown out of that by using the complementary tones of a yellow shade and a shade of purple, which is working just as I had hoped it would. I used a black background last night for the New Year's Day piece, And I think that I might do that much more often because it gives the work such an interesting energy. You're not only supplying something to your palette that isn't a color that people expect to see as the background, you're limiting your brightest of brights to the brightest color in your palette instead of just leaning on the white. And everything just pops. Find it to be a fun exercise. Alright, so this would go above the clock. Around the numerals. And the clock face. In the final version of this piece, I will have some white here, just so that I have something to hold back further from the golds. Clock on the other side. Let's see. Going to try mixing in eggplant in a fainter shade so that I can get a good brown there. Let's see. And a thicker line. And a little bit there. As we start seeing the definition on these ridges. Yeah, I'm really liking this. column there, column there, column there, and a bit there. Windows. And then boop, boop, boop. Little bit here. Another row. And 3. Let's see if we get that there. Sometimes my hand when drawing isn't as light as I'd want it to be. And that's often when I decrease the opacity, how translucent or lack thereof my mark is. Let's see the lines there. This is coming out so fun. Little marks there, one there, just goes up. Yes, right there. It has been a while since I last did a landscape. Well, aside from paint nights, it has been 6, 7, 8 months. It's really good getting back to this. When I shot this photo, it might have been October. And I was wondering when I get around to drawing from it. That will be the windows there. Windows. Very faintly. And another one, other side. I'm going to have to go back in here with the lower opacity. I'm going to have to confirm how to pronounce that word. Going to have to go back in here with the lighter purple, the lighter eggplant, and the lighter sweet corn. Getting a little meticulous. Let's see. Light. And there are some lights at the foot of the custom house. And some marks on the side here. And up. I think that right here it was some light emanating from one of the street lights. So before I finish, I'm just going to go in there and draw that out with the purple with the eggplant. Little street light. I'm going to darken this part. Darken these. Right here. Trying to think of exactly the right places to put all these marks. That's right there. There. Go back in with the sweet corn. And I'm going to start dropping the opacity to 50. So that it's noticeable but not too much. Right there. I think the sketch is going to come out good enough to post online in my shops where I license out for prints. And I'll leave links to those shops as soon as the work is available. With that, I'm going to be adding in some white. Everything to make it just perfect. A little bit brown, a little bit tan. And with a faint purple, faint eggplant. Pull these lines back. Not only are they more subtle in the photo, but I don't want to take too much attention away from the custom house. Yeah. I'm really liking this drawing. This is becoming longer. This video is becoming longer than my usual Google Doodles, and I hope you'll be understanding of that. I shouldn't be much longer. Let's see, and just going to add the white. Before I'm done, I'm going to add, see if I can get any green out of here. These are some trees. And if I can get green by combining the chambray, the sweet corn, and the eggplant all together, that would just be so cool. Yeah, I really like where this is going. And bring it back down with the eggplant. Mellow it on the edges. Strengthen the light going up here. And then make some flat shadows. Okay, so the little treat for the end, before I erase this key, is the introduction of a white. And whitest color possible. Put some of that here so that I can return to it. And it gets still that it shines just enough. Faint there. This is coming out beauty. Coming back in here a little bit to adjust. Here, a little there, a little there. Sorry about the relative quiet. Just a little bit of concentration. Make the lights on in this building. And brighten this part. Which also gives the street lamp the ability to pop. So this will give it a little bit of a border. And let's see. Darker there. There. Recording these daily doodles might create a habit of thinking aloud. Who knows? Speaking of where I might be a year from now, I wanted to lighten up this area. And that looks almost done. It's just about there. Taking a look at it from a little bit away, arm's length away from my monitor. I'm going to bring in some of the chambray. Some of the shapes and the forms to go back into the background. And that will draw the focus more to the clock. I'm going to take this piece out. And remember, eggplant is the hexacode 593C59. Just doing that so that I can get a nice silhouette for the sales version. In some ways, this is just set dressing to perfect the composition. Every little part has its importance. Purple, eggplant. Ba, 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 ba. There. A little bit of a mark at the top. And the white. And it's not perfectly bright. And we almost have it. Just going to bring that back. And I just can't help myself. I'm a completist, completionist. It's going to be cut off in the cropping. But I wanted to show that it didn't stop at this building. Let's see. Purple eggplant. And I'm going to use the chambray to divide them. Going to say this is my top color. This is my alternate. Remove the rest of my palette. Keep in mind, chambray is 3C6495 and sweet corn is F7EB83. And I'm going to try my hand at penmanship, which doesn't always work out well for me. Let's see. The full name is Boston Custom House. Boston Custom. can play with that a little bit. There we go. And so that is the Boston Custom House for you. Leave my name here. In that way, when I crop it, the signature will still be there. There. And pencil tools down. Okay. Crop it. And there we go. The Boston Custom House. Daily Doodle, and I'll put down links to my shop, my Redbubble shop, down below. All right, if you enjoyed this, please give it the thumbs up. It looks like this. You can also subscribe down below. And this custom house will be available on tees, on sweatshirts, prints, totes, everything you can think of. All right. Can I or can I not? There we go. Boston Custom House. All right, have a good day, have a good night. Thank you, I'm Ken Coleman. Bye.